Steve Westmark, Counsel Realty. Thanks so much for watching my video blog this week. I thought that I'd go over some things on agency. Many people are not aware that when you, as a real estate agent, have your first substantive contact, that you need to go over agency relationships that we have with people so that you can determine how you would like to work with a real estate agent. So I'm going to give you a short explanation of the 5 types of relationships that are out there. The first one is called a seller-landlord-broker relationship, or it's really a seller relationship in the end. And that's where you're representing a seller. You're going to be hired by someone to sell a property. And so you're a seller's agent and you're working in the very best interest of the sellers. Now the next thing that's on this contract or on this form that's put out by the state of Minnesota is called subagent. And that's where you work with a buyer who says, I don't want any representation, I just want you to work as a subagent for the seller. I don't run into that very often, and if you go back to when I first started in real estate back 40 years ago, it was really agent representation to the seller and subagent by the buyer. And it's basically that you're there to do the work for the buyer, but you're representing the seller in the transaction. The third thing that most buyers choose to do when you're working with a buyer is that's called a buyer broker, and that's representing the buyer in the transaction. And so you go and sign a contract to work with the real estate agent as a buyer agent and working in their best interest. Now the reason this form all came about many years back is that there was a lawsuit that happened where buyers thought that they were being represented by an agent and also being represented by a seller. And the state of Minnesota, the reason they have you sign this form, which doesn't obligate you to anything, is the fourth one that's called dual agency. And under dual agency, it was simply explained to me that as you work with an agent that's with the same company, you begin to work more as a robot. You explain what's going on in the transaction, but you cannot direct the thing for the seller or direct the thing for the buyer. It's to give neither party more control over the other party by greater knowledge of the agent. So the agent is not working for either one. So if there's a counselor listing that I work for that I show a buyer that I'm working with, it's in a dual agent type of situation, and I'm supposed to work under that type of situation according to the state of Minnesota. And the last one is called a facilitator agreement, and the facilitator agreement is one where you just facilitate the sale. You fill out the paperwork, you do the things, and you facilitate and make the transaction move ahead for all parties. This is not a form that obligates you to anything. It's just an educational form that you sign an initial that says that you've had these items explained to you. Hopefully this is understandable to you, and when I meet with you as a client, I explain these things and answer your questions. But this gives you a great overview of what's called the agency relationships in the real estate transaction. Well, thanks so much for watching this week, and make it a great day. Bye.